Welcome, listeners, to Keeping Up with the Nerds Variety Hour, hosted by Rene Bravo and Bryan Quevedo. If you are a new listener of the show, please follow us on our socials on Instagram at Keepin' With The Nerds and Twitter at Keepin' With Nerd. Our podcasts are recorded in Whittier, California, and are posted on Podbean, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts every Wednesday at 11:30. Thank you, and enjoy the show.
Thanks for the countdown.
This time I did a countdown.
Beautiful.
We have because
Did you
people
hear
here. Well, on it's ghosts.
Not Mickey. No. It finally caught on to us, dude. 35 issues in.
35 issues. Wow.
And Mickey finally knocks on our door and says, "Oh, you all? Oh, shoot." I forgot to turn off mine. Usually I'm good about that. Oh. Guys, you guys are talking bad about Disney every single week.
I don't like it.
Always money. No, Mickey. We talk bad about you because sometimes you're garbage. Hey, did you notice that on this? I was thinking about Disney. This week's issue of WandaVision.
Yeah.
So did you notice that in episode 6? Not a spoiler, guys. I know this is like 10 seconds into the podcast.
When this gets released, it's Wednesday.
It doesn't matter. Some people actually,
Yeah.
hold off until like, I don't know, whenever. But just in case, did you notice that when they're walking out of the theater, the two movies?
Yes.
What were they?
Incredibles and Parent Trap.
Okay, so I was trying to figure out the era.
So I showed this to someone. The connection is that Incredibles has basically a superpowered family that features a speedster.
Okay.
While basically the Parent Trap is, features twins and they have to switch their accents.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought it was just Disney rubbing their ego and being like, yeah.
That too.
We can showcase our movies here because we can. Yeah, yeah.
Meh.
Speaking about Disney,
Yes.
Lucasfilms. Before we get into this issue, because this is our special Valentine's Day issue, it's going to be a pretty good one, if I could say it. It's going to be really good.
Possibly the best one.
Possibly. Are we entitled to say that right now?
I'll say it, yeah.
But speaking about Disney, it's a little small topic that we're going to talk about before we do the intro. It's not even worth talking about, I think 5 minutes.
But knowing our fans or our listeners, we have to kind of mention it. Just give our thoughts about it and stuff. Nothing too into.
Yeah, nothing too much. Mm-hmm. Gina Carano got fired from Lucasfilms for posting very inappropriate things on her Instagram.
Triggering stuff,
yeah. And she is no longer going to be a part of what seems like The Mandalorian going into season 3 or season 4. The funny thing is, the statement that was released by Lucasfilms is like, yeah, she got fired, but it's like in the nicest way possible.
Yeah, they're
like business talk
with her character and stuff.
This is no longer going to happen.
Yeah.
My thought. You want to go first, or should I go first on this?
I'll say this.
Go for it.
I do see what they meant. I see Disney's side and I see her side. I'm that type of person. I see both sides of it and stuff like that. Disney always has to have, like I told you before, they have a zero tolerance on any sort of controversy with their actors or people that work for them. They want to keep their image good, which is, being happy, being, appealing to everyone, in every way and stuff. But at the same time, I do see what Gina was trying to do, but worded it really bad, saying that basically it's like, okay, if you say how your beliefs are, people kind of shun you for it and stuff.
She was basically saying persecution's persecution.
Yes, but in a bad way.
In a way that's not appropriate.
The way it's not the same the way that she mentioned it.
No, no. No, there's two different things.
Let's say that. Let's get that out of the way. We don't agree how she said it,
It's just, you shouldn't have said it. And it's like, okay, I get it. Like, you can say whatever you want, but like, there's consequences to your actions.
Yes, definitely.
And I feel like that was necessary.
It
was already building up to the fact that she was going to be let go. So for me, I wanted her character, because I'll say it, Cara Dune is my favorite character in The Mandalorian. I don't, if Gina Carano is a terrible person, that's fine.
Yes.
I can separate the actress from the character. And Cara Dune was fantastically written, fantastically acted. She was great. She was an inspiration. Like, if I had a daughter and I showed her what Cara Dune was doing in The Mandalorian, I would say, like, yeah, you can go ahead and be inspired by how strong of a woman she is, how badass of a woman she is, because she was really that good.
Yes.
But Gina Carano, no, shut up. Like, no. So they were already building up to the fact that she was going to be leaving. And I think this was inevitable.
Yeah,
right?
because it was talked about after season 1, she was supposed to get her own spin-off series, but then she fell into hot water early on. So when season 2 was going to happen, it was like, okay, no, she's not going to get her own series, but she's going to be part of season 2.
Moving forward.
Yeah, moving forward. Just part of The Mandalorian moving forward.
Now, did you see how people wanted Cara Dune's character to be recasted?
Oh, no. Recasted?
Yeah.
I just heard about people saying, like, oh, yeah, they should just kill her character off.
Why? Like, that doesn't...
like...
Okay, first of all, 2 wrong things. Don't kill her character because her character ended pretty well after season 2. Like, she's done.
Yeah.
She helped out Mando, and that was it. Like, we don't need to see her anymore. So why would you need to kill her off?
I don't know.
They build her up emotionally because she has such a strong attachment to Alderaan.
Yeah.
Because she witnessed her planet being blown up.
Yes.
Right? So then don't kill her off when you've already built that much of an emotional attachment to it.
Yeah.
In recasting her, what's the point of recasting her? If she doesn't have another story to go forward, moving forward, why would you need to? If you really want to have another character, or another actor come in or actress, just make another character up and give them their own storyline. There's no point. Absolutely no point.
Yeah.
So with that said, I think we're both under the kind of like agreement that this is stupid. They've let her go.
Yeah, move on. Let's move on from
That's
it
it.
now. Yeah.
Mando season 3. Let's hope that Mando season 3 isn't tied down to this thing.
Yeah.
Because that could kill it.
Yeah.
That could kill it.
I don't think so. I don't see that, but at the same time, it could. But we'll see.
The fans
We'll see.
They want her head, and that could possibly ruin it. All right, are we done with this whole Gina Carano thing?
That's
right. All right, we've got a good episode. Are we ready to start?
Yes.
Renee, it's your turn to do the intro.
All right.
Hey. 110% today.
Always have to do that.
I do.
Always have to. hype me
Especially
up.
today. There's a reason why. Especially today.
Yes.
Let's do it.
All right. Hello, citizens. Welcome to Keeping Up with the Nerds Variety Hour. Come to you from 12920 Philadelphia Street, Whittier, California. Aiming to be Whittier's #1 podcast of all things nerdy. I'm your host, Rene.
And this is Bryan.
And welcome to the show, everyone. Yeah.
That was the better intro.
Better. I like how you said better.
I don't know. I felt the energy like today. And that was before we even had our energy drinks.
I know. And after all what we just did before we did this podcast as well, too. Recording a bunch of stuff.
That's been us the last, 6 weeks at this point?
Yeah.
Just video after
I've been
video.
getting used to it, but at the same time, you feel it by the time we're doing these podcasts. That's why we get the energy
That's why
drinks.
we have caffeine. So, issue 35.
Yes.
What an episode we're going to have for you guys today. You might have heard a voice talking at the beginning of this issue. Renee, who might that voices? Not voices. Who might those voices be?
These are our significant others, everyone.
What? What? You want to introduce them?
Yeah, go ahead. I'll introduce my
Start?
guys. This is my girlfriend, Mandy.
And sorry.
Sorry. No, go ahead.
Cut her off already, man. Go ahead.
And my fiance, Andy.
Hello.
You wanted to cut her off there too?
No, because I'm nice.
It's okay.
It's gonna be a weird issue for us because usually we only have one guest in here.
Oh my
Well,
God.
the first time we had a guest was
This is
with
really
Rebel,
good,
right?
This is really
No.
good. I just have to say this.
Oh,
is
did
really
you try it
good.
already?
I tried it already. Yeah.
Wow.
Well, now I want to try it. I need to open mine.
Then open
Go
it.
ahead.
Yeah, you guys are good to go now.
Mandy doesn't
Totally
drink
have a
in
can.
his. Mandy doesn't drink energy drinks
no.
for reasons.
No, thank you. I have all the energy I need.
I know she doesn't really need caffeine.
So we're going to try our hardest in this issue to kind of maintain some balance and some organization. Because like we said, we've only had one guest at a time here. There's 4 of us now. So we're going to try to keep this organized for our listeners.
Oh, we
Yes.
have to play nice? Is that what we're saying?
Yes. I mean,
We have
Rene
to
and
play
I
nice.
sometimes don't play nice.
Oh, okay.
But that's us because we've
Us,
signed
yes.
agreements and contracts that say we're allowed 1 slap every month.
One
Whoa.
slap. Oh.
Yeah.
I don't think we'll get to that
No,
part.
I don't think so.
So with Valentine's, this issue releases Wednesday?
Yes.
After Valentine's.
After Valentine's Day.
But for us, it's
Did you say
before
times?
Valentine's.
I thought you said times.
No, Valentine's.
Okay, it sounded like an M.
I might have said times.
I think you did.
Because
Is
it's
it
something.
times or times?
Valentine's.
No, that's a
Valtines.
Okay.
That's
Oh,
correct.
okay.
I heard an M.
Valentine's. Sometimes I'll say times
Okay.
if
I
it's
don't
too
know. As
quickly.
a kid, I would get mixed up, and I don't know. I would hear other kids say like, "Oh, Valentine's."
I
I'm like,
heard.
"Oh,
I
okay."
always said Valentine's. I've never called it the other one. What was the other one?
Valentine's.
Times.
Valentine's.
Valentine's.
No,
Yeah.
I've never called it that.
I've gotten corrected, and I'm like, "Oh, my bad." Oh,
Who
I think
corrected you?
BJ.
I don't know. I don't
Who's
remember.
asking- Who did it?
I murdered him.
Get him.
Not me. Joey will.
Oh, okay.
Joey, our dog.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
got
yeah.
it.
Sick 'em. So for this issue, because Valentine's Day, has already passed by the time this issue releases, wanted to bring you guys on.
Aw,
And you
thank
guys-
for having
Yeah,
us.
we mention you guys constantly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hear it. Yep. My ears tingle.
I was gonna say, I'm like, wait, you
Friday.
listen to the podcast?
Yes, I do. You know what? Honestly, I do. I don't have time, but yes, I do.
Okay.
Snippets.
She,
I like the snippets.
She'll watch the YouTube videos.
The
Yes.
YouTube videos.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And I had to make sure she
I'm more of a
subscribed.
visual person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense. It's like, I feel with podcasts, it's like you have to like the person's personality.
Yeah.
And you also have to like the person's voice.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're stuck with them for like an hour and you're just like, ugh.
Oh, but granted, I do talk to Rene a lot over the phone, so I don't have the time to listen to the podcast because I'm on the phone with Rene.
Yeah.
Being,
Oh, Renee, it's your fault. then.
yeah.
I know. So I'll call you
So you
last
cannot be mad at me because I'm on the phone with Rene.
No, it's all good. I actually get nervous because I've done, how many podcasts have I done before?
Oh, before this one?
Before, yeah, we started working
You
together.
did at least 2 or 3 different. Like
So-
you did. Okay, so let's
Tales
see.
from the Soundboard.
Soundboard, and
which
then,
turned into casualties. So that's like
Casualties.
1.5. And then I had my personal that I only did like maybe 15 episodes for.
Yeah,
That one's fun. I kind of want to bring that one back.
we should. Yeah.
And then now this one. So Andy always listens to this.
I do.
She listens to him. So I get nervous because she always comes in and she's like, you was really good, but you know.
I feel the exact same way when she watches the videos. Like,
I'm like, you could have done this, but that's okay.
Well, he doesn't. He's there to record.
I know.
I'm the one editing.
I always tell him like, hey, maybe next time try this, and he's like, no, it's okay. And I'm like, never mind.
Forget I put any input. I put input because, I see the amazing work that you guys both do. And
Yes.
I just want you guys to, I know you get really butthurt.
I was gonna say I'm like bothered.
Oh yeah,
Bothered.
yeah, Brian gets bothered. So I can't. It's like this whole thing's like his baby. So I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
I'll let you guys. Never mind. I'm just saying, just little,
It's
you know,
not like
feedback.
we're trying to bring you down, but we feel guilty for
Yeah.
saying something to you guys
yeah,
because
but
we love.
Why are we
you.
getting talked like this?
Oh, yeah.
It's like we get
because
scolded.
we love you guys.
we should have.
But we're
We should
here
have
with
second thought
love.
this episode. I'm
It's
kidding.
the issue where we get talked down. It's like, well, you could have
You
done.
could have
but
done better, you
No,
two.
but I'm saying the videos are very, from my point, watching the videos.
Yeah,
they're
I
very
agree.
good. I like the way your intros are now, and then with the WandaVision episodes, that you incorporate something that was on WandaVision into your own, which I enjoy a lot. I don't like the same thing over and over again.
No, yeah. I mean, we try to spice up the things. Like,
Yeah.
I think we mentioned it in the issues before where it's like we don't really talk much during the week because we've got our own personal things to take care of. But
Yeah.
like come Thursday and Friday is like when we get together. It's like, this is what we can do. This is what we need to plan out. This is how this is going to go, and everything gets done.
Yeah.
So like for us, I feel like this kind of started out as a passion project.
Yeah.
And it became into like a passion project / relief
Goal
from goal / relief of the world kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, I think that's one of the things I like doing this with you is that we can literally not talk for most of the week and then literally just bring up something just within minutes. Like we literally came up with the skit for this last video in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
It was fast.
Yeah,
We were
that was
like, what are they
wild.
doing? Are they already filming? What? You sat down and you start talking,
Yeah.
and then you were up moving the camera, and we're like, wait,
Yep.
were you just talking?
Yep.
No,
We didn't
we're
know
quick.
whether or not to be like quiet.
No, we're quick workers about this.
Yeah.
Which
We
is
gotta
good.
do-
amazing,
That's
yeah.
good. You guys work together very well.
Thank you.
Yes.
We appreciate
Keep
it.
talking.
But enough with the ego talk. We got to move on to this whole nerd-ish aspect of this entire podcast. So we want to ask you guys questions, and you guys are going to ask us questions. But before we move into that, you guys haven't had the opportunity to talk about WandaVision, which is like the big thing that's like all over nerdom at this point. Everyone's talking about
It's the one that's taking over pop culture right now.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
So, to clarify, both of you guys have seen every episode thus far.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, so let's go ahead and ask, what do you guys think of the show so far? Who wants to go first? No one talk.
Well, true. The show in general, or are we talking
Just
about
in
like
general.
Yeah, just general, like what your
I'm-
thoughts
It's
are.
it's very interesting because at first, I'll be honest, the first episode was definitely slow. I'm like, what is happening? But I still want to continue to watch and see what's going on. And then the more that started happening, and I think the more that I watch the show, and then the more that, because I will watch, like, I love your guys' videos, and then I'll watch your guys' videos, and then I'll watch other YouTubers' videos, and then kind of try to start learning about different parts of the Marvel universe that I didn't know about. I didn't really know that much about like Vision. I knew a little bit about Scarlet Witch, but I knew because Bryan would talk about her a lot, or like whenever we would watch the Avengers movies, and then he would tell me more background story about her, which I didn't know. And but yeah, I mean, I've been enjoying it. And then learning new things as the show progresses. I'm like, who is that character? Is that character in like a comic book, or I don't know. I just ask a lot of questions.
Funny thing was that you were the first one to notice the eyes that Wanda gave to Vision in Age of Ultron.
Oh yeah.
You know what scene I'm talking about, right,
Which
Rene?
one?
The one where Vision is like carrying Wanda
Oh yeah.
through the rubble.
Yeah.
And like they looked at each other. So that night I remember telling her, I'm like, oh, it's a shame. I really kind of hope that they do have like that romance. And Andy said, yeah, it's going to happen. I'm like, what? How could you tell? I was like, didn't you see the look of love in their eyes? I'm like, oh, so when I watched
they
it
looked
again,
at each other.
I was like,
I remember.
okay, that's cool. That's clever. All right.
But I do remember you mentioning that before.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's why
So
That's
you've
right.
seen with the history of like comics and stuff like that, you've seen all these Avenger movies, right? And all the Marvel movies.
yeah.
Okay. And what's your take with like comics and stuff? Were you a heavy comic book reader at all, or no?
No, not at all before I met. Well, actually, no, not at all before I met you until you started introducing me to a lot of like Marvel characters besides the ones that I already knew because of the movies. So you were the one that introduced me to all that.
Okay. Now switching over to Mandy over here. What do you think of the show so far?
Overall, I enjoy it a lot. I hate when it ends because I want to know. I love watching TV shows through. I don't like waiting every Friday to watch it again. But what caught my eye is I'm a sucker for old TV shows, and Rene knows this. And it reminded me of I Love Lucy, Bewitched, and I got me into it. But the little snippets, and they would show like color or do this, and I don't know, it caught my attention so much because of where they started.
Yeah. And what's your experience with like the Marvel movies and stuff like that?
I've watched all of them prior to getting with Rene. I didn't watch it religiously like he does, but I knew some snippets of it, but I never really knew much of Scarlet Witch.
Or Vision or
Yeah,
anyone?
no, only in the movies.
Okay.
But now, since I'm with him and I'm watching WandaVision, I'm learning more. I Google and YouTube stuff now about
Wikipedia.
Scarlet. Yes,
The lifesaver.
Google. Oh, I love it. But now I'm getting to know them more and their personalities, and I'm getting. I Googled, no, I watched it on TikTok. TikTok's my big thing. And somebody was talking about each comic book that they're referencing in the show. So I was like, oh, that's cool. Like, I get to understand what they're saying and what they're doing.
So all three of you guys are big TikTokers.
Yes.
I think you sent me this video too, because you said TikTok and it reminded me of this.
Yeah.
That video of the girl videotaping his like boyfriend or husband or something like that with that whole thing and that chart. I was pissed when I saw that. I was so upset because I'm just like, I've done that before.
Yeah.
I did that before with the X-Men movies. After, when was it? Days of Futures Past?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Days of Futures Past, because that's the one where they go back in time. And so at that time, when that movie came out, I was volunteering at the hospital that I work at now. And the group of volunteers that I was with were like completely confused about what was going on with X-Men. So I'm over here drawing the timeline out. And it's the exact same thing. It's like, well, because this happened, this is completely irrelevant.
This takes that out.
Yeah, this doesn't matter anymore. But they do kind of want to mention 3, but then this happened, and so there's a parallel timeline. But I now don't like people like that.
Yeah.
I look back at myself
That'd
now.
be a
You
big
were
deal
like
on
that.
it.
But I
Yeah.
have to, because I don't understand a lot what he's talking about, and I feel bad. He loves me for me, but I feel bad because he's just, he works at a comic book store. He knows all this. As his girlfriend, I should know a little bit of it, should I?
Well, honestly, I enjoy when Bryan just goes off in like a whole tangent and like, oh, well, there was this comic book and in this issue, this happened. And then I'm just like, well, that's interesting. So then if it ever gets referenced, I'm like, hey, I know that.
Don't you feel accomplished when you do that, though? And you look at
Yes.
them like, did I do good? I referenced it. Was it perfect?
Did I do well, guys? Yeah, okay. And would you say that you've had experience with like comic books or like different nerdy stuff?
Oh,
growing up?
yeah, but it wasn't a lot until I met him because with my dad, he lived in Japan. So we were more an anime person. Not my mom. Me and my
Okay.
brother were more into anime. So I got into that. But the only thing that transferred that turned me over was watching the Batman animated series.
Yeah.
And then I fell in love with Harley Quinn. So
Yeah.
I was a big Harley Quinn. That was my only thing. DC, that's it. Nothing else.
Nothing. Okay.
Nothing else.
Yeah.
Did I ask you that? Like, if you've had any experiences with like nerdy stuff at all?
Before.
Before meeting, well, I was watching Doctor Who. That was like my one nerdy
yeah.
thing.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, we talked about that. Yeah.
Yeah, I
That was
love
good.
Doctor Who. Although I haven't watched it in a while. I think I stopped with Capaldi.
We stopped after like a couple episodes with Capaldi.
and then I never finished what was her name? Clara. I'm sorry, the name escaped me. I never finished her story or her story arc because I know at the end I think something bad happens.
She turns evil or something like that.
How do
I
you
don't- I
know?
don't
Because I loved her.
I
She's
know
like my
you
favorite
did.
companion.
Well, it's just like they either all the companions they either die or
I know,
just
it's so
like something,
tragic.
or they get stuck somewhere. I think the worst one was when Donna got her reminder next.
Oh
you need to
my
watch Doctor
God.
Who.
I don't know.
It's so
I
sad.
tried.
Yeah.
I
Look.
tried.
The
So
Donna.
you're into old TV, right?
Yes.
Okay. So would you say that you ever watch like old Star Trek, like the first season? No.
Snippets.
Snippets.
I've never like watched it all the way
Sat down and
through.
watched.
Let me put it to you this way. Look up like a little scene of Captain Kirk fighting the T-Rex guy in the suit.
Yeah.
Okay, if you watch that video, it's like super cheesy. Like and the T-Rex was like "Arr!" like that.
Yeah.
That's the level of Doctor Who in terms of like cheesiness production, where you're gonna watch the first couple of episodes and like the first 2 seasons and you're gonna be like, how is this like good TV? But the story,
It's the stories.
it's kind of like enticing you to keep going.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who's the main writer that I hate?
Was it Moffat?
Moffat.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. I hate him. Once you get to him, you're gonna start going like, okay, this is pretty good,
Yeah, it's really good.
but I hate him. I don't
Okay.
like him.
I
Okay.
love the episodes that he he did.
Yeah.
They're really good.
Renee, you got any questions that you want to ask him?
No, I think the whole like what was it? How nerdy they were before. That was like my main one.
That was the main
Yeah,
one.
that was
Did
the
I take
main-
your question?
Kinda did.
Oh man!
If
You know
anything,
what?
yeah.
We were told prior. We asked both our significant others.
We did.
Are we gonna have to ask questions too? And they're like, no, we'll just go through it and stuff like that. We got questions for you. And then right before, they're like, okay, now think of questions
That
you
was
want to ask us.
Brian.
That was the,
Yeah,
I'm like,
I kept asking like, well, what do you guys have planned? And he was like, I don't know, we'll figure it out. I'm like,
well, because
"All right."
we never think of anything.
That's the thing with when we do these podcasts, we just literally look at each other and be like, "Yes, we're doing that." Not even say anything, but just know, like, okay, yeah, we're doing that.
I think, you know what? I think that's why we get super exhausted.
Why?
Because we're always in that like mental heat.
Oh, just firing.
Yeah, like we're running on all cylinders every single like minute
Mm-hmm.
that we're here working on stuff. So when we're done, we're just like, oh, we're done. Like
Yeah.
we meant, like, don't you feel like exhausted after?
No, yeah, that's the thing, and I think that's why we don't talk to each other for like days, because we're literally
You
like,
need that break from each
yeah,
other.
we're just like
You literally-
stuck in this area for like hours. And just like, okay, cool. But then like we'll slowly message each other, you know, just like, hey, you know, doing this, we're doing that, you know.
It's not
That's
that
it.
we hate each other. It's
No.
like
You
we
need
just
your space.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
it's like
there
we've
you
got
go.
our own personal things to work on. I think because we mentioned in issues before that we want to have an office someday.
Yeah.
Like we want to continue this. Like we understand sometimes things evolve. So this project might change into something completely different, which I kind of want to talk to you about later.
Okay.
Like it's not going to change. No, our listeners, no. Whoever's listening, we're not changing or doing anything
Yeah,
with this.
no,
like,
yeah.
No, but like, you know how, I'll put it this way. You know how comic books have issue ones again afterwards? You see where my mind's headed, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Don't worry about it. You'll see it later.
I know.
Like,
Got it.
we're like, okay.
I want to
whatever it is.
understand.
I'll put it this way. The Amazing Spider-Man had how many issues? 500?
No, I mean, it's well over 700 issues. I think it's gonna hit issue 800.
No, the one before Superior Spider-Man took
Oh
over.
no, that was 700 issues.
700 issues.
Yeah,
Yo,
before it.
you were with me when that happened.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, because I was
Doc Ock as
pissed
Howard
Yep,
off.
Man.
I remember him. I'm telling you, every time he would read certain comics, he'd be like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so pissed." And I'm like, "Why? What happened?"
You know what's-
Where I just read this story arc, and this is how it happened. And I'm like, "Oh, okay, tell me more." And then he'll tell me the whole thing.
He hated the Superior Spider-Man run. I loved it.
No, I love it. I just hate that I love it.
It was so good. It was
Why
so
are
good.
you? Why did you say yes to me? I'm so confused. I'm listening back to what I'm saying. I'm just like, why do you?
Because I have to say, one of the biggest things that I admire about you is just the amount of passion and dedication you have for your love for like different comic books and shows that you watch. Like you talk a lot about Star Trek, Spider-Man, but it's not just because of like. I guess it is because of the characters and just like the significance behind them, because Spider-Man you relate a lot to, and I think that's why that's one of your favorite superheroes.
Yeah, I think we talked about
Yeah.
that in issues before, where we're like we have like kind of tie-ins to our characters and stuff like that.
that
'cause
we
of-
follow and love. Yeah.
yours is
Yeah.
Batman.
Mm-hmm.
Did
Yes,
you
it's
explain why?
Batman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mine is basically
Yes, it's Batman.
It's more of not I can relate with him. It's everything I want to be from Batman. Is I want to be the one that's like always thinking ahead and always trying to put others before myself and think of the plan ahead of time and stuff like that.
You want to have I can't wait for you. Like,
Yeah.
I hope
What?
that years down the line,
Uh-huh.
something happens where you have to come up to me and be like, why did you do this? And you'll be like, well, I've had a contingency plan for years in case something happens.
I thought of that.
Whoa. Just like in Justice League Doom. So if look, man. So if Rene decides to just disappear, like he's like, hey, look, I gotta go on
You
this
have
like
dreams about that though.
No.
of me
Oh,
leaving.
no. Oh, yeah. Well, that like you potentially leave for another project.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is this: like, if Rene ever says, "Look, I gotta go to like somewhere in Asia for like 2 years,"
Oh, yeah.
and just not just be out like completely out of touch with this world, like you won't hear from me for 2 years. Don't stop him because he's probably training with.
Oh, he's training now.
Wait, how did you know?
What? Keep that a secret.
All right, so should we move on to questions now?
Yeah, I think it's their turn to.
Because
Let's switch it up.
goodness
We've asked them
gracious.
questy Oh, look at this. They got it
goodness
ready.
gracious.
Okay, because we were trying to. We're like, what? Okay, I guess we're gonna start coming up with questions.
Yeah, because we're hitting half an hour now. We hit the 28 minute mark now.
barely the 28 minute.
Yeah.
Dude, this is not. this is gonna be. I don't want to make it a short issue. It's a,
We'll
it's
see
a
how it
Valentine's
goes.
Day special.
Yeah.
Okay, who wants? Do you want to go first, or should I go first?
Remember, keep it PG, and
Oh,
make sure you guys
yeah.
don't expose us. We've got listeners.
Never. We love you. Never.
Never do that.
Never.
I don't like this.
I see the sweat
Yeah,
in
I
Rene.
know.
I'm like, oh no. Wants to go first?
I guess I can go.
Go for it.
So one of my questions were, since when you first met us, did you guys ever get frustrated or feel like defeated when we didn't understand your nerd talk?
We're going to have to end the episode here.
Thank you guys for listening to this show.
I'll go first. I think, and it has to do with like nerdy stuff you said.
Nerdy, like stuff that you were into that I never like either heard of or.
I don't think I've ever reached a thing like that with you. I think for me, it's more like you don't get it right away. And I do have to repeat myself, which, you know me, I hate repeating myself.
No, I get it.
But at the same time, I've never had a moment where I was like, kind of like, oh God, she doesn't get it. Like, oh no, never mind, I give up. No, you've always either kind of just like agreed, and then I think you see that, you know, because I don't like repeating myself, you kind of agree to it.
Oh, and he tests me too. He'll say something.
Renee tests Mandy?
Look, watch. So he'll say something a week ago, and then we'll talk about the same thing, and I'll totally forget what we talked about, and then he'll stop and look at me. He's like, "Do you not remember?" I was like, "I don't know what." He's like, he'll just give me this look, but I know he's playing around. But like, I really forget. I forget unless if I'm really interested, I'll remember. But if it's something that I'm not really into, I tend to forget a lot.
All right, babe. Here's a 20 questionnaire about the last week's topics that we
episode.
talked about. You
Here
get
are
a
the
score
main
above an
plot
80.
points that they're going to reference into this episode. So you need
Can you write it down for me, please?
Are you good with that answer?
Yeah, I'm pretty good. Yeah.
Okay. On my end, I don't think I've ever felt defeated. I think because Andy was kind of like a secret nerd in a way, that it was an easy transition because, like I was telling, I've told her before. I don't think I've actually said it in this podcast. My ex, before I met Andy, was very against a lot of this nerdy stuff. She actually told me to like put away a lot of things. Like she wasn't, for the fact that I played video games or that I read comics, or she wasn't into these movies. So when I met Andy and she was already kind of like a little bit ahead with the Avengers movies and stuff, it was like an easy transition to be like, oh, okay, cool. She's interested in all this other stuff. When she doesn't know, I don't think I feel defeated. I kind of feel excited because it's my opportunity to talk to someone about these things without them having to be annoyed of my voice. Mm-hmm. And I appreciate that because my dad was the nerd in the family. So when it comes to talking about these things, he would listen to me, but my mom isn't. Mm-hmm. So if it was me and my mom growing up, she'd be like, "Ay, mijo, I don't care about this." And I'd be like, "Oh, okay. Thanks, Mom, I guess."
Oh.
Yeah. And then, so now that I, am with Andy, I have that opportunity to talk and, let everything out and be like, yeah, this is what's going on with this, and this is the connection. And I can go on for like an hour or two.
forever.
Yeah. Not to speak bad about my mom. I love
I'm
her.
like, can I
but
get
still.
a drink and popcorn before you start talking?
I don't think I've reached that level yet where, have I or have I not?
No, I don't think you have.
Where I've like done the whole timeline thing?
No.
No, but I
you
pulled out
haven't.
comics.
You've pulled out comics for me. You've told me like, oh, you must read this, which by the way, still haven't finished. AVX. I remember you lent it to me.
Just looked at me right now.
Because we talk about it a lot.
Yeah.
Because this whole WandaVision thing, like we mentioned it. Because I think
which I do remember what happens in a little bit, but I think I ended to where Spider-Man was trying to
save the people. Or I think it was at Xavier and a couple people inside the cave, and you just get pummeled.
that comic book was like.
What
Okay,
happens? Yeah.
I remember. Okay, no, wait, there was a little bit of annoyance.
Oh,
You were
no.
an X-Men person. She watched most of those X-Men
I
movies.
did.
Yes, and I don't like the X-Men as much.
Yeah.
I hate Scott Summers.
I
You never
know.
liked Cyclops. I don't think you did. But
Well, I didn't really
Cyclops
have.
is a cool character.
I hate him.
Yeah, he did seem pretty
It's
cool.
just in the movies he's flawed. They really give
Even
him
in
the
writing.
shaft.
Jean Grey don't like me. Shut up. No one cares. God, go cry in a corner.
Does it bother you?
It You know, damn it. Exposed. No, because in AVX, he's a complete brat.
No, that's true.
Yeah.
No, he is. Yeah.
Oh, I am now God mutant of everyone, and everyone that's a mutant will be supreme, and all you normies, kiss my feet. Shut up, Summers. Idiot. Hate him. All right, Andy, your turn with the question. You got
for
one?
sure. I have one. So, kind of going because you mentioned it. I think I forget which issue you mentioned.
I have a short-term memory. What did I mention?
That's me.
You were for forever. You were trying to make me watch Westworld. Oh, but I don't have a question about that.
Oh.
It's a more general question. I have many questions about that, but I'm not
Dang,
done yet.
okay.
I'm not done yet.
At the time of recording,
Yeah. What episode is she on?
we finished. So, let me think. She pulls the gun out from the dirt, and then
Was that's I think it's like episode
episode 3. So
Yeah.
we're going on to 4.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
sorry. They're
No, it's all
long.
good. It's all good.
No, I
But
get it. No, yeah,
but
they
I
are.
I do like them.
See, no.
Oh my god!
Give her a chance. Give her a chance.
I know, but look.
He told me I
Wait a
haven't
minute.
gotten to the part.
No, because I told her this like a couple
not
days
yet,
ago.
yeah.
I said that Westworld, because I want to go into production management. That's what I want to do. I'm going to go back to school to do that because I want to work in movies and film and TV. That's the thing I want to do. Westworld, when I watched it 2 years ago with friend of the show Bishop, changed my life completely. Westworld season 1 is like the thing that I will not allow anyone to insult ever.
Can't talk ill.
No.
On season 1 of Westworld.
I think you were there when our friend Oscar said that he didn't care about season 1 of Westworld. And I got pissed off. He's like, oh, it's just like normal writing. It's just normal stuff.
normal writing. Normal.
Oh, you probably like The Dark Knight, huh? Because you probably like suck off Christopher Nolan, huh? But
Right.
Jonathan Nolan? Oh, no, he's just whatever. No, shut up.
Adequate.
He's adequate.
All right, sorry, your question.
So my question for you guys is, what is something that you would have, or I'm sorry, where is it? Oh, what movies or shows have you successfully convinced us that it is the best movie / show?
Actually,
Oh.
yeah.
Yes.
He's like, I got it.
We're watching recently. Sorry to cut you off.
No. I messed up my question, but if you're ready to answer, go for it. Go for it.
One show in particular, and it started out like a year ago, where it was 911.
Oh.
Yeah, and it's the show on Fox that shows first responders in L.A. And it's a drama show and stuff. I think it's created by Angelina Bassinet. And she's a producer on the show. I watched the show, but the thing was, is when I go over to her house, she didn't really find it. I think what were you were more into other shows at the time. I don't know which one.
I don't know what I was watching. But
Yeah,
I was
last year. But
Yeah.
she basically what I do is I wake up early, and she sleeps in. So I just be like, okay, it's my turn to kind of like catch up on the new episode and stuff. But the thing is that, and then I'll kind of go back and rewatch something. And then I'll just kind of leave the episode playing, and then she wakes up and the next thing you know, there's like crazy stuff that happens on that show, just like the situations that the firefighters have to be in, and she just literally just watched it and just kept watching it after that.
Yeah, I got addicted pretty fast.
Yeah, and I was like, yeah, this is the show I watch. And she's like, oh, this is the show you were talking about? I'm like, yeah, it's 911.
So
it's good.
Renee planted the seed.
does
He
that.
left the crumbs there.
I hear it when I wake up and I'm like, what the heck are you watching? And it's super loud. He's not loud, but to me it's loud. And then I'm like, okay, so I'll watch a couple episodes and I'm like, hey babe, what was that show you were watching at my house? Oh, it's 911. Oh, okay. So I told him we have movie nights over the phone.
Oh,
And
Yeah.
I was like, okay, let's watch that show. And then I just got hooked.
Mm-hmm.
But I finished season 1 by myself, and then we started watching the rest of the seasons.
Yeah,
Now we're waiting for new seasons, which I dislike.
Yeah, she hates getting caught up in waiting week by week. So now we have to watch another show that I was kind of like, it's same on the same lines of it, which is The Rookie with Nathan Fillion on ABC.
Which I didn't like.
Yeah, she didn't like, but
I love now.
Yeah.
The only one I refuse to watch right now is Lone Star.
Yeah, the spin-off series.
I don't like the main. I don't even remember his name.
Rob Lowe.
Yeah, I don't like him for some reason.
Rob Lowe.
Rob Lowe does what again?
He was in
Parks and Rec. No.
Yes, Parks and Rec.
Yeah, he was Parks and Rec. He was the
health guy.
Yeah,
the
super what's her, the one that would always be like Ann Perkins.
And Perkins.
Oh, him! I don't know why that name escaped me for a second.
I don't like him and the son. I just don't.
In the show or the
actor?
actor?
In the show, not
Okay.
the actor, but I don't like. Yeah. And the
Which one?
in Lone Star, the
What?
paramedic.
Oh, she doesn't like Liv Tyler.
I dislike
Tyler.
her.
Liv Tyler.
Liv
Bro,
Tyler?
Yeah, she was in she played Betty Ross in The Incredible Hulk. The remake. And she was also in
I
Lord of
don't
the
like
Rings.
her attitude.
She played
I don't
the
know
elf.
why.
The actress or the
The
character?
character.
She doesn't like that.
I don't know who the actress is. I'm bad with people.
Well, no, because you said you don't like the way she talks. She talks like she's breathing. Like,
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't. Nope.
From here on out, that's how you have to talk, Renee.
No.
Welcome, guys, to Keep It Up with the Nerds.
Okay, I'm out. I'm sorry. I gotta cut.
I think for me,
Besides Westworld.
no. Westworld, I haven't. You said you liked it. You can't like
Oh
it.
my God,
You have
okay.
to love it.
Moving
like
on.
it. I like how that's not an acceptable way to watch
it's not.
Westworld.
Look,
Live.
do you
have to
understand? Do
love
you
the show.
understand when we watched the first episode
I
and
was
she's
half
like,
asleep,
I
by
think I
the
don't
way.
care if you were half asleep. That's not an excuse.
Not in a bad way. Not in. Can I just interject here, please? It was.
Give me a
Hold on.
moment.
First of all, you showed me the first episode. It was a Monday, right? I believe.
Yeah, it was a Monday.
It's Monday.
Mondays are hard, okay, you guys. Mondays are hard, and then on top of that, I have my body's like has its own clock where every day by 10 o'clock I'm like starting to feel sleepy. I knock out. We started watching it like at 9:30.
At 9. We finished it by 10.
was 9.
We finished it by 10:30 because that episode is an hour and 20 minutes long.
Okay then. Well,
I remember.
that's
Dang.
why.
got dates,
So then
times.
when you asked me what I thought about it, I was half asleep and I was like,
Huh?
oh, it was
What?
okay.
No,
was
no,
good.
no,
It was
no.
good.
Look,
Yeah, no, Brian, it was good.
But I'm gonna still keep on. I'm very intrigued, and I've been asking questions. I do love not movies. It's not a movie. It's a show. I do
could be
love
a movie.
shows. It could be. It's
It's
really
HBO.
good.
It's very
Yeah.
cinematic.
It
yeah.
is very beautiful. It's beautiful for sure.
Yeah.
I definitely agree with you. I forgot where I was gonna say.
I'm looking at
because
Brian's
I'm just
face.
waiting
He's
to
like,
kind of
he's holding in his opinion right now. He's like,
because like for me when she said when I get it, you were half asleep. That's fine. Okay. But here's the thing. All day the next day, I legitimately was like not heartbroken, but I was like in pain because all I can think about was she said the first episode was okay. I don't think I can live with this. Like if we finished the series, if we finished the season and she's like, yeah, I think it was all right, I'd probably be like,
No,
we're postponing the wedding.
I've done that to Renee, and he's like, but why? But why? And I'm
because
like,
we can't, like, that's the thing is that we like when we love something so much, if the person that we love does not love it the same way, we're just kind of like
you make us feel guilty. That's what it is.
it's not
It's
guilt.
guilt.
Yeah,
it
Guilt.
does.
At least
It's
I'm
like,
not the only
well,
one.
All right, but okay, so besides Westworld,
Besides Westworld, yeah.
all the 80s movies that I grew up with, because I told you, right? I haven't seen like The Goonies or anything
Yeah.
like that. Yeah. So when was it? I think we were like only 3 or 4 years in when you showed me Forrest Gump for the first time.
Yeah, you've never seen
That's
I've
what I
only
said
seen
too.
like
I said
snippets
that
of
too.
it.
Oh my! You've never seen Forrest Gump?
Now has.
Yeah, now I have like 4 years ago.
Just once, or have you watched it again?
Once. I don't
need
feel
to
like I need to
watch
see
it.
it again.
What the heck?
It's not a
What
movie
an
that I would need to see
insult.
again. Why would I need to?
Everyone's like,
wait.
that was great. Oh my god.
Why? Like what? It's a feel good movie.
Yes, it's a feel-good movie. that
Okay,
you need
but
to
look,
watch.
my movies are like critical thinking movies.
Are you
I like
saying
Alien.
Forrest Gump isn't?
How is it? Tell me how it is. Are we really going to get into this argument?
Yeah. I mean, We got plenty of time to talk.
I adore that movie. I really like that movie.
That's
I grew
fine.
up with that movie.
No, that's
But-
fine.
But I guess okay, with Westworld,
Uh-huh.
you had to get her into it. Now she has to get you into Forrest Gump.
That's fine.
You have to watch it again.
I like it. I
Here's
will
the-
watch it again. But
Here's how I get him into watching things is just to put it on.
Yeah.
I don't even tell him. I'm just like, oh, I'm just going to watch this. It'll be like a morning. We both have like off. We make breakfast and I'll be like, oh, I'm just going to put this movie on. And he's if it's a good movie, he'll stick with it and he'll watch it. Like I did that with him with Gone with the Wind too.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, because I've never seen Gone with the Wind. And I think, I forget what movie we were
I
watching.
won't make you watch it. It's okay.
You've never seen Gone with the Wind? No. It's a movie you got to watch.
Yeah.
Like
I hear like it's like as of like a historical movie to watch. Like
Yeah.
if you love movies, you have to.
You know
watch
how
it.
friend of the
Yeah.
show Rebel like adores that movie?
Does he?
Oh, he adores that movie.
Really?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
It's a really well done movie for its time.
Yeah.
It's just too long. And
It
so
is.
yeah, you have to really like put in the effort to watch.
Yeah.
Like if someone comes up to you that loves that movie, it's like it's not a chore to watch it. Shut up. It's a chore. It's a 3-hour movie. I had to like
4-hour movie.
It's a 4-hour movie.
That's how I feel with Titanic. I've watched it a couple of times, but I don't really want
You
to
don't
watch it
finish it?
again.
Yeah.
That's the
I-
same thing
I
that I said about
completely
Forrest
agree.
Gump.
No,
So it's okay with
different.
Titanic?
Forrest Gump is. You can't compare Forrest Gump to Titanic.
Yeah,
You
Forrest
can't.
Gump is,
One has
is
Tom
gold.
Hanks.
The other one's Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah. And I only like Leo when he's older now. I don't watch young.
I
got
like
it.
older Leo.
Same.
Yeah.
I do too.
You like Leo
I like-
attacked by a bear or Leo sinking in the ocean? Or do you like Leo clinging champagne? Going like, yes.
Mhm.
Which
Now I'm
one?
thinking of him from Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Oh, there's that one too.
He's
I
all like
haven't seen that one.
yelling at himself in the trailer about drinking.
Yeah, that's Leo. I like.
Yeah.
But the movies I've convinced you to like are a lot of the 80s movies I grew up with. Because the point I was making with the whole Goonies and Forrest Gump thing is my dad didn't raise me on like those types of movies. He raised me on Alien, Rambo, Terminator, Predator, Indiana Jones, Jurassic Park, like those types of movies. So she recently started watching them because you've never seen the first Terminator.
No, I hadn't.
And then we
Which,
watched
by
it.
the way, we still have not.
We
still
haven't finished it. Yeah, we're only like 10 minutes in, and she loved that one. Rocky 4. She got
Oh,
like super
yeah.
inspired by
Rocky
it.
IV
We
is
watched it
so
on 4th
good.
of July.
Yeah, because it's the most. You've never seen
No, I have never seen it.
Rocky 4 is
It's
that
pretty
movie
good.
where you sit down and then like halfway through you're like, I'm inspired.
If it's his turn for movies and he wants to watch it, then I'll watch it.
Yeah, we go
have to
back
take
and forth.
turns,
Yeah,
yeah.
we go back
Oh,
and forth.
that's good.
You can probably start with Rocky 4. You don't have to watch the first one or
Well,
the second
I
one.
think I watched the first
when
one.
it comes
though.
to Apollo, though,
Um,
if you want to introduce the character Apollo,
Apollo isn't necessarily like all you really need to know about Apollo is that he's egotistic,
yeah.
and that's it.
Did I show you Creed, the movie with Michael B. Jordan when he's boxing? The guy from I can't say actors'
Killmonger?
names. Yeah, Killmonger, the villain from Black Panther.
No,
I didn't ever see. Okay,
it sounds familiar, but I don't know.
yeah. See, I can't say.
Once you see a
actors'
picture of
names.
Michael B. Jordan,
She doesn't know actors' names.
I'm
I
ter-
can't
no,
say.
I get you. I'm terrible
I have
with
to
them
see
too.
their face.
Yeah.
You have to describe the person to me. Like I can't. It doesn't just come up on the top of my head.
Once I show you a photo of Michael B. Jordan, you'll be like, oh, I know who he is.
I know who Michael B. Yeah, I know
Yeah.
who that one is. Yeah, but
Yeah.
I don't remember the movie.
Yeah. But I've convinced her to watch those movies and she loves them.
Yeah.
And my top 3 movies of all time is Baby Driver, Kingsman, and Alien. And I remember showing her Alien and
Oh, yeah.
she does not like scary stuff, but
Nope.
at the end of that one she's like, "Oh yeah, it's a
Oh, it was really good.
Yeah, it's a great movie."
And the fact that he told me that in the part where, is it like the guy that's on the table?
oh,
then
Oh yeah,
the
when
alien?
Yeah, when the
Like, it
xenomorph
would-
pops out.
Yes.
Have you seen the original Alien or no? The first one?
Well, do you remember? Okay, I don't think she's seen it, but she knows that scene.
No, I
What-
do. Yeah, I see snippets of stuff.
Okay.
Like I've never seen the whole movie, but
I'll
I
watch-
know what you're
yeah.
talking about.
The thing is, I'll watch like YouTube videos of like, oh yeah, scenes that blah 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 blah. She'll just watch it with me and just be kind of fascinated by it. Be like, oh, is that true?
Yeah.
Did they really do that on set? I'm like, yeah, they did that. You know?
Alien is a
really
type of
cool.
movie. I don't mean this to make it like a reference, like a recommendations kind of thing,
Mm-hmm.
like this question. But Alien's another good movie. And if you watch Alien, I really recommend doing research on it because the way that it was produced was probably one of the most extensive productions for an 80s movie in terms of like all the research they did,
Yeah.
the art that went behind it, the concepts, the set design. Ridley Scott was like, he was probably a bigger Spielberg than Spielberg probably was with like Jurassic Park. I would say Spielberg did more with Jurassic Park than Ridley Scott did with Alien. But
love Jurassic Park.
Because during that time, Spielberg only did not a lot, but the big movie in the 80s for him was E.T.
E.T.
Yeah,
but Jurassic
that was it.
Park was like that big
Yeah,
one.
that's
he
the
did.
one that put him on the map.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, you got another question for us?
Oh gosh.
Yeah. Sorry, that one went on for a while.
We're hitting the 50-minute mark.
That's
now.
fine. We
Yeah.
can go on to an hour and 20 minutes if anything. We need a long episode. All these other
I know,
issues
we've
have
been
been like
short,
an
yeah.
hour and 5.
So since we're all couples here, what superhero couple or / villain couples do you compare our relationship to?
Oh, I never
Does
thought
that
of
make sense?
Yeah, it
Okay.
does.
Yeah, it does actually.
We talk about the ones we don't like. I don't think we've ever compared.
Ooh.
Joker and Harley Quinn is the one that we always mention.
Yeah,
that we don't like.
I mean, we mentioned it that I don't really like to idolize that relationship.
'Cause it's not
Joker.
good.
It's
a
not, and you know what? I hate. Okay, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I dislike Suicide Squad, and he knows this. When we first talked, which we met on an online,
There's plenty of fish. I think.
Plenty of fish. One of my likes was Harley Quinn, and his first question to me was, "Did you like the Suicide Squad movie?" I said no, and he's like, "Okay, I could talk to you now." And I
You're
was like,
okay. Pass the
"Thank you."
test.
So when we got talking on the phone, I was like, I don't understand how people want to be like Harley Quinn and Joker. I mean, I'm not the biggest nerd of it, but I adore Harley Quinn. And I know how abusive that relationship is. So that movie did not do any justice to that. It made this whole thing of he's in love with her. And I was like, no, he must need something from her. That's the whole concept of their relationship.
Yeah.
So my ex-manager was like, oh, I love this movie. And I looked at her. I'm like, nope, you can't talk to me now. And he's like, well, I love Joker and how Harley Quinn and how he's looking for. I was like, no, you need to read the comic books or you need to Google something. It makes me so frustrated. Yeah. But to me, I think of myself as Harley Quinn. And so he loves Batman and it works out perfectly. To me, that's our couple.
It's not a real comic book couple, but it's one that
it's a fun
possible.
flirtatious
Yes.
one. Even in the Harley Quinn cartoon, the adult animation cartoon.
Yeah.
Don't they reference that like Harley Quinn is kind of like flirtatious with Batman, but Batman's like
not recipient. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how
is.
it is with like she always likes to be, affectionate, and my first response is kind of just be like, okay, whatever. But that's just me just playing it off and stuff. But yeah, that's how it kind of is. That's how kind of we are.
I answered the question. I'm sorry.
No, I mean, I was going to say it because, if you guys don't follow me on Instagram, I have a picture of us that our artist guy, Tony, on Instagram made our flyer, but he also made an art piece that had to feature me and Mandy on it. Remember, if you guys don't remember, it has her dressed up as Harley Quinn, me dressed up as Batman, and we're holding each other's hands and stuff like that. So
that's my favorite picture of all.
Yeah.
I can't think of a couple that I would like put us in their shoes because Peter Parker is like for me like the guy that I look up to because I can relate to him, but both his relationships are kind of like
sad.
Not even sad. No.
Tragic.
No, because him and Mary Jane's is more of mutual when they break up and they leave.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's
and didn't Gwen Stacy die?
Yeah, at the hands of
that one
Peter.
Was pretty. Oh, that's really tragic.
Yeah, Green Goblin throws her off the Brooklyn Bridge and
and snaps her neck or back.
Dead. Yeah. So there's that, but I don't know because who else is there? Tony Stark and Pepper Potts.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them. It's just I can't think of any off the top of my head.
But if you can't think of it that, what would be your ideal?
We always reference Friends. Or in New Girl when we're like for us it's TV show couples.
New Girl then,
yeah. I think New Girl is because you're definitely like Nick Miller. You really are. And I feel like I definitely relate to Jess because
Yeah.
she's always been that bubbly, happy, and you're always that negative, like I hate life.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but why? Like, why do you gotta? And then you hate me for like being so happy and like bubbly and cute. You've mentioned this to me before that sometimes you just like
What?
get so annoyed
Yeah.
of how like
By your happiness?
by
Okay,
my
I just don't.
cuteness or happiness that he wants. He what?
Because he
I
can't
don't
feel
remember
that?
how you said no. He gets angry or like
Not angry, bothered.
bothered. Brian's bothers, guys.
It's more because okay, so you know how like Nick broods over the fact that he's just kind of like, it's not that he hates happiness, it's
Yeah.
just that it's just like, why do you all need to be happy all the time? Like
Yeah.
life isn't always so happy. Like that's just kind of me. Sometimes I like to get things done, or sometimes I'm just like, ugh, like life is just kind of like ugh, or whatever.
Yeah.
So when Andy's always happy, she's like, oh yeah, no, it's such a great day. I'm just like, how do you even have the energy to like do this? Just like, no. So the other thing is she still is a very innocent person. Like she doesn't say, like she doesn't cuss.
And it's not because I'm like it's just not. It's just never been me. And I have a really weird effect on people for some reason.
That they can't cuss.
That they can't cuss around me, and I'm like, it's fine.
I think
like,
I did that in front of you, right? Like when we first started talking. I
Yeah.
don't know what we're talking. I said something, but I whispered it because I was like, I don't know if she's gonna judge me for like.
Oh
cussing.
no!
I was like,
I don't judge. Like I don't care, but I find it very difficult for myself to do it, and I don't know. I can't.
Why is that?
I don't know, and it's not that I've been raised in a family where it's like, oh, you can't say bad words. Like
No,
never.
your mom says them a lot in Spanish.
Oh, my mom says them a lot. My sister does. Well, not in Spanish. Well, she used to when she was a kid, and she would say that we would make fun. We would laugh about that because it's like when a little kid cusses, like, oh, it's funny, you know. It's
cute.
It's cute. But I don't know, and it's funny because like. Yeah, like I don't judge or like I don't care, but I have that weird effect.
She
I
has
don't know,
a
it's
sweet voice that you don't want to cuss in front of.
I think that's what it is.
That's what
yeah.
it is.
So, do you remember the episode of New Girl where Nick is dancing in front of the mirror naked and Jess sees?
Does her
Yeah.
little
Yeah.
laugh and stuff.
So that part reminds me of Andy because she can't say the word penis.
Oh.
And she'll go like, no. And it's like, yeah, that's Andy. Because like when you tell her to say like bitch,
Oh no.
she'll go like, what?
Say it.
She can't say it. Say it.
Say
Say
it.
it, say it.
Oh my
No, she
God.
can't say it. She gets like real uncomfortable. She's like, I
I
can't.
get really shy.
And I used to be like that too until middle school. Some girl came up to me and pulled my hair. And at that point, I was really innocent. I was sweet. I was kind to everybody. But she came and pulled my hair for some reason. I don't know why. I went up to her and it was F-bombs everywhere. And nobody stopped me. And from that point on, my new favorite word is the F-bomb. So like,
She says a lot.
yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I think my new favorite insult is the C word from the boys.
Yeah. I say it sometimes too, and she doesn't care.
I don't care. Yeah, it doesn't bug me.
Actually, Andy's told me to like lower my cussing down when we're like.
There are times where I'm just like, calm down, like chill.
I can't help it. Like it's good. It's
When
good
he's
stress.
playing his
Yeah.
video games, I'm like, whatever.
Oh, that's like because of Modern Warfare 2. That's
Yeah.
that's a Call of Duty attitude.
That's bombs everywhere.
A lot of things.
That's
A
the
lot of
intense TV
things.
shows that Rene shows me or movies. And I'm like, what the? Like,
Every time it ends. So one good example is when we watched The Rookie. There was a scene where, there was an episode that ended with a character being stabbed, and it ends, and she's like, "What the f?" And then literally took us out of Hulu, scrolled, and there's 3 seasons. Scrolled through all the thumbnails just to see if that character was coming back in the pictures.
I couldn't take it. I don't like the
Aw.
pressure.
I was like, that took a minute where we could have just started the next episode and
but
find
he
out
wasn't
right
in
then
the
and
next
there.
episode, so that I wouldn't have known. I needed to know.
Yeah.
All right, Andy, you got another one.
Oh,
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
another question. Yeah.
I love how it's Andy and Mandy.
Wait,
Andy and
we
Mandy.
asked 2 questions, right? Did you guys ask 2 questions?
Yeah, well, we ask questions.
Along the way.
Yeah, it's fine.
This is our podcast.
We make the rules as we go. What did we just say at the beginning? We sit down and we plan it. It's all improvisation.
This is
yeah,
the whole point.
I love that though, because then you know, you guys have been flowing really like well. Like that.
Just keep rubbing the ego.
It's true though. The way
Yeah.
you guys talk, it's very natural. It's not like
It
processed.
It's not
Our
like we're
listeners are-
forcing, yeah. They're like,
listeners-
yes, we know.
That's why we listen.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, I've never seen so
Gosh.
much ego rubbing.
We
All right,
have
babe, what is
to.
it?
We're the girlfriends.
Yeah, that is true. We're your biggest support system.
Exactly.
They're our
So-
biggest fans, honestly.
Yeah.
All right, what's the question?
Here's my next question. What is something that would have been a deal breaker had you found out that we were part of a certain fandom?
Oh, I thought about this before, and I don't know why.
I don't know the
You go
answer
first
to
then.
this.
Go.
No, hang on. It slipped my mind. You have
Oh,
yours?
really?
Yeah.
I don't have mine, so I'm trying to think like if we started talking, like towards the beginning. Honestly, that's why I did the question. If she liked Harley
I
Quinn,
think it was the Harley Quinn.
if she liked the Suicide Squad movie,
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
that would honestly be the deal breaker because when that movie came out, I did not like that movie. That's why I said, "What did you think of Suicide Squad?"
Uh-huh.
So that's my answer, honestly. If she liked Suicide Squad, I wouldn't have taken it seriously.
He probably would have talked to me, but not the way we were talking
Yeah.
when I answered no.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. It's like, because nothing. Okay. So I think it has to do. I don't know if you want to consider this a fandom, but the Twilight Saga movies.
Okay, so she does like those, but she's
No,
rewatched them.
It's not that I like them; they're so bad that you kind of have to rewatch them.
Oh,
just
no.
To,
Oh,
no,
I-
that I
no,
guess
no,
that
no,
was
no,
just
no,
for
no, no.
me. When
Yeah.
it's so bad, I have to rewatch it just to see how bad it was. Because when it first came out,
Yeah.
I didn't think they were good,
Yeah.
but I didn't see the hype. So now when I'm watching it again, I'm thinking, okay, well, I guess, but I still don't.
So
Yeah.
we would rewatch it, and I think I watched the last movie with you, and we just made fun of it the entire
The
time.
whole time.
Okay.
The whole time we just did like our own little like
It's
mystery
not to
science
do
theater
justice
commentary.
to it, because I still
essentially.
think
No.
it's bad.
So,
but
okay, let me give a little bit of a backstory here.
Okay.
So, like I said, I'm not a big fan of the X-Men. So when we met, she watched all those X-Men movies. That was fine because there was like an entry gate of like, okay, she could potentially like everything else. It's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
With my ex, it was more like she didn't care. Like I said, she doesn't care about any of the stuff. But when she was into it, she would force me to watch it. So what movie was it that came out, or not came out, but it was on TV? It was like a Twilight movie. It was like, what are the 4 movies?
New Moon, Eclipse,
Was it the
Breaking
last
Dawn.
one?
Breaking Dawn.
And Breaking
I think
Dawn
it
Part
might be
2.
Breaking Dawn Part 1.
Yeah.
Oh, it was really weird.
That
I
okay,
don't like
so
it.
I've never
don't
seen
like
it.
it.
That one was basically like Bella being pregnant the entire time. Right?
no, when is Jacob introduced?
Jacob's
The
introducing.
New
New,
Moon.
well,
Or
he
is
was.
it the first
in
one?
the-
It's
He
the
becomes a
first
werewolf in New Moon. How do I know
and the
that?
second.
Oh no, trust me. No, trust me. I did the exact same face
Yeah.
because that movie was on TV.
Yeah.
And I was telling Andy like certain parts about it, and she's like, how do you know this?
Yeah,
And I'm
that
like,
was
well, because my
weird.
ex made me watch them the whole way through. Like, she had all 4 movies.
But she was
I'm
passionate
sorry.
about it.
Oh, she was like super into it. So she was like,
no.
you have to. And so I'm like, okay, fine, I'll
Wait,
give it a
what
watch.
team was she on?
I don't remember. I
Don't
think
remember?
I blocked all of that out of it. All I remember are the movies because I remember when Breaking Dawn Part 2 came out, she's like, we have to go watch it. So we were in theaters watching it. And you know that twist? This isn't even a spoiler at this point. Like,
No, everyone knows
It's
that.
been
Years.
forever.
so you know that part where like the dad's head gets cut off
Oh yeah,
and like they start a huge fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then at the end, it all ended up just being a vision.
vision,
Yeah.
Yeah. So she was like, oh my God, that was so great. And I'm just like,
Oh my
I'm
God.
pissed off.
I was like, so you bring me all of this to potentially say that this was just a vision? Like, cinematically, stupid.
Yeah.
I don't
It was.
understand
No,
how.
that's
yeah.
true. That's true.
Like,
I
no.
do have to admit, I did read all the books when I was in high school.
You read
That's
those,
fine.
but not the Harry Potter
I
books?
tried. I couldn't.
Oh, you gotta out me like that.
Dang.
I didn't either. I didn't read all the Harry Potter books.
I stopped after Goblet of Fire because it got
I
bigger.
skimmed.
They were
I guess
getting
you're
bigger.
alone here.
Oh, man, I can't do this anymore.
I can't be invested like this.
Oh no, dude! As like at Goblet of Fire, I read in like I think it was like the 5th or 6th grade,
Yeah.
and then every book afterwards, one day I finished all books in a day. Oh yeah, I'm a Potterhead. I'm a Potterhead. I'm a Potterhead that
I'll
hates
watch the
Potterheads.
movies over and over. I have it in the
same.
background, but like I the books I couldn't.
I haven't even seen
They're
the second
slow.
part of the
I
last
tried.
movie.
I tried. Bryan actually had me try reading.
Sorcerer's Stone.
I think I read Sorcerer's Stone, but
That's
after that one, I
worst
just
one to read.
couldn't. It took me forever to read it. It did.
I like the covers. They're pretty.
Yeah, they're pretty.
Yeah.
But other than that, the movies are fun to watch.
I think to answer the question before
Twilight.
we do the speed round of the last question you guys have, because you have one more, right?
I have one more.
So we'll do a speed round on that one. But to answer the question, I think it's those kinds of movies where, like, if you said, "Oh no, I love the Twilight movies because they're really, really good," or "I love the what are the other ones that were based off the Twilight books?"
50 Shades of Grey.
If they were into that, I'd be
No.
like, no. I just
can't
no.
take you seriously. Yeah.
No.
I read one
Good
line and I
luck.
was like, I'm done.
Ah.
Sorry. I had to borrow it from my neighbor because I wasn't going to spend the money. And I read the first line. I was like, no, it's okay. You could have it back.
So funny that you said that because when I read the books, I was trying to read the Twilight books.
Uh-huh.
I read the first one and I remember the line I stopped at. I could tell you exactly where it was that I stopped because I said, this is stupid. I'm going to put this down. It's when, what's her name? Bella or whatever?
The main character?
The
Bella?
girl.
Uh-huh, Bella.
Yeah.
Bella walks through the field and in the meadows, she like perfectly describes the sunlight like hitting the rose or the petals of the flowers and Edward's in that like in the meadow and his skin is glistening.
It's a field.
Yes,
Yes.
it's a field of
Uh-huh,
flowers.
field
I
of flowers.
remember that. And then I was just like, yeah, no, I'm done.
You know what's funny? For Christmas 2 years ago, my old neighbor came down and gave me a container. And I was like, oh, it's a pretty. It was red, black. It had flowers on it.
Yeah.
I opened it. It was notebooks to Twilight. And I'm like, what the hell? I don't. Okay, so I'm flipping through it. It's got messages from Bella, Edward, and Jacob.
Wait, these are actual notebooks
They're
that
notebooks.
go alongside the books?
Yes, and you could write in between, but like on the bottom or the top of it, it has quotes from Bella, and they're not from the movie. It's like intimate quotes with Bella, Jacob, and Edward.
Whoa.
I don't know.
Brian's really bothered by that.
I am. I'm just like, why would you invest so much time into that?
First of all, it was new. I was like, "Where did you find this?" And she's like, "Oh, it was at the store." I was like, "They still sell stuff like
Like, they
this?"
still sell Twilight stuff? Yeah.
I
don't think
believe.
that's
Three of them, 3 books, with just quotes, and then you could write in between it.
Didn't they just release another
Yes,
book?
I was just gonna say.
Did they really?
She did.
Why?
Not that
Stephanie
long
Meyer
ago.
released,
Why?
and I don't know.
Why?
That's a
Money.
really
The
good
same
question.
reason J.K. Rowling doesn't shut up on Twitter.
Oh yeah, she keeps changing everything.
Yeah.
It's the same reason when an author needs more money, they just do something like that.
Wasn't
It
she
doesn't-
canceled?
J.K. Rowling?
Yeah.
No, you can try to cancel her. She's just going to keep coming back. She's like the Joker at this point.
Mm-hmm.
She could die and then drops into a Lazarus
That's
pit
the
and be
thing.
like, "I'm back, bitches."
Hey.
Yeah. All right, speed round this because we're already at an hour 20, aren't we?
Hour and 6.
Hour 6. So let's speed round this one.
I think we already answered this, but it was like, was there a quest in turning us into nerds like you?
No.
No, I don't think I ever wanted that. I mean, for you, I've always just wanted to just share moments with you and stuff. And if anything, share moments, but then also hope that you enjoyed it like as much as I did.
See, we had movie night. Well, we still do it. Movie
Yeah.
nights. We get to choose our movies. But he'll ask me one question like, do you know Joker did this? And I'm like, no, I didn't know that. Okay, we're gonna watch it. Go to Hulu and we're gonna watch. Okay, let's watch it. Like sometimes I'm not into it because I just want to watch other things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But most of the time, I let him choose what he wants to watch, and he likes to show me new things, and I don't mind.
Cool. Oh.
I wouldn't say it's a quest. I think it's more like if I'm interested in something, I want to share it like you said. Like share those experiences with you.
Yeah.
And so I think if I want to say the only quest I have right now is to get you to like Westworld season 1.
my
That's
The
the only thing.
goal.
That's the like you have to love it. The deal breaker, she doesn't like. She says she likes Westworld season 1. That's it.
Wow.
Westworld season 1's over, and you're just looking at
So
her. And she
much
goes,
pressure.
That was okay.
pretty good.
God, oh my heart. I can't.
I've
Renee, pick me up.
watched it. I haven't
Take me to the
really
hospital.
fully watched it myself.
You haven't seen it?
No,
Oh
my
no!
mom
Now it's
was
gonna be
watching
Brian's
it.
quest
Yeah.
to make you watch it.
My mom watched it, but I didn't. I skimmed
Yeah.
through it because, again, I was watching something else at the time.
Okay. You need to watch it.
See, what did I tell
If
you?
Renee wants to watch it on his movie night, then we'll watch
Yeah,
it.
we'll see if we can rewatch it. But I think is it might be a little difficult because it does get confusing at some points.
That's fine. No. Hey, have you seen Inception? Let me explain this.
No.
You've never seen
No.
Inception?
Mm-mm.
You've seen Interstellar.
No.
You've seen none of Christopher Nolan's movies.
Other than the Batman movies.
Just Batman movie.
Okay, so let me explain it to you this way. Christopher Nolan likes to make you as the viewer think that you're smart by not giving you the answer and saying that your answers are correct no matter what, even though that wasn't the intention.
Yeah.
Jonathan Nolan likes to say, hey, look, you as the viewer are going to watch this and you probably have some questions, right? But just wait. Just wait.
See, I can't wait,
she
though.
can't do that.
I can't
That's
do
the
that,
thing.
though.
So it's the same way as you reading a book where it's like everything is building up towards a last point. That's how Jonathan Nolan does his things. You need to grab a clue from here and a clue from here and a clue from here, and then everything wraps up closer to the end and you're like, whoa, so you can watch it again. Every time we watch an episode of Westworld, I tell her, shh, when the intro song pops up,
Yeah, he does.
because the song is...
Dude,
Dude, stop, because it's in my head and I just go like... I just played it in my head.
It is. I really do love the intro song.
It is a good
It's such
intro,
a
honestly.
beautiful
Really- it's
song.
really
You've never heard
beautiful.
of the intro song?
Probably.
I would
when my
play it
mom
here,
was
but it's
watching it.
copyright.
It's copyright,
Yeah.
yeah. We'll do it at the end of the podcast.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my God, it's such a beautiful song. Beautiful. So great. I think that's the only quest. But other than that, no. I've never had a quest to like make you like love something. It's like if you do, you do. If you don't, okay. It's just, yeah, whatever.
Yeah. What?
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 All right, babe.
Oh, yeah.
Last
So,
one.
This question's not really like because we were researching questions or trying to see
It was
what
hard.
we. It
You
was
know what
hard.
We Googled. We
Yeah,
You guys-
we
Google
conversed with each other.
it was like last minute. We were like, "What?"
That's
Oh,
fine.
okay.
Pressure. I mean, we're under the same pressure every Friday.
Oh wow.
Always have to put out the A+ content.
Exactly.
that we
A+
want.
content. All right, guys. You have 3 months to finish these reading logs, and you guys have to read
But
3
we
books.
asked questions
Cool. 1
to
week.
see if we needed questions. So we were put on
We
the spot.
did.
That's fine.
We were.
That's
I-
fine.
You know what? We tried.
We
And
did.
you guys are doing excellent.
Good.
You're
You're doing a
great.
good job.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
You're
Yeah.
you're providing content for this episode essentially.
Good.
Yeah,
They're
we're
gonna
kind
want
of
us
like
back.
laid back.
Yeah.
We're laid back this week.
Okay, so this is a very so when I was looking up the questions, I found this one, and I thought of Bryan because he's I don't know if he's mentioned this in the pod. I think you might have, but here's the question: what part of your body would you replace with an improved mechanical version?
My eyes.
Oh, your eyes?
Yeah.
I thought you would have said like your brain or like a chip.
Why?
for your brain. You've mentioned that before,
No,
no?
not the brain. So like a
sorry.
mechanical. No, because if
She
it's the
tried.
brain, it's Brainiac, and I don't want to be Brainiac because Brainiac's friggin' he's great. He's a cool villain, but no, he's insane. It's the eyes.
Why the eyes
why?
though?
Because like, what if you had optic zoom in your eyes so instead of using binoculars, just go. Or like, if you want to like Google something, you'll be like, well, I don't want to say it now because my phone will activate. But like, can you please like?
You can say
know-
okay eyes.
No, it'd be that service
Oh.
specifically. I'm trying to get into this whole mentality thing. It's like, can you look this up for me? And then like on your eye screen, it'll like start to pop up everything.
Whoa, your eye screen.
Yeah. Well, I'm like full on thought about this.
I know you have.
Yeah.
You've told me before
Yeah.
that you know the future is humans turning into cyborgs.
Yeah, synthetic is the last piece of evolution. It's the last step towards evolution.
I love how you said that so confident.
Because
With
it is.
confidence.
It is. Like the moment, like, look, okay? If like 50 to 100 years from now, they said like, oh, we've started to create like, you know, robotic implants that you can put. So like if they said, oh, if we like connect a wire from like your elbow to like your wrist, then we can go ahead and start projecting computer
Wait.
screens on your arm.
Did you see TikTok again? Did you see it was Logan Paul and somebody else? They had it was fake, I know it was, but like they're saying that it was real. And when they twist their arm, it opened up, and one was a DJ, and then the other one was like I don't want to say a gun or a laser, but I can't remember what it was. But it opened up, and they were convincing kids that this was real and this
See,
is the
that's
future.
lame. That's lame. What I'm talking about is like an Omni tool from like Mass Effect. Where you know what I'm talking about, right? Is that orange computer screen
Yeah.
that's on your arm?
Uh-huh.
But you
So-
know, people like Logan Paul are gonna make it stupid.
Oh, well, Logan Paul is stupid. I don't care if he, like, I don't care. I would never want to meet that guy. I'll publicly say it now.
Yeah.
Both the Logans are just dumb.
No,
Yeah.
I never want to meet the Paul brothers at all.
The Logan brothers.
The Logan brothers?
Yeah, there's
Oh,
Paul and
Logan
Jake?
Paul.
Is it Jake? Jake
I,
Paul?
Jake
I don't
Paul.
know. I don't follow them.
The Jake
Oh,
Paul
no,
and
you're
Logan
right, the Paul brothers.
The
Yeah,
Paul
it's
brothers.
the Paul brothers.
I don't know why I thought the Logan
I'm
brothers.
appalled by that now.
No, what I want is like if you can connect a wire from your elbow to your wrist and then like twist your arm and a computer screen pops up, not like a, but like a, I love how I made this.
You were so.
good.
That was really good sounds, honestly.
I wonder if like people can picture that like a DVD player coming out.
No,
like,
what's great about that is that you perfected those sounds so well that now people know that you've done that by yourself. like when you're just by yourself, you're like,
Yes, I have. Right. Some kids were playing with broomsticks and making them be lightsabers. I was like picturing things with my mind going like that. That's what I want. But the eyes
You
is
want
what
the
I'm thinking.
eyes?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
like
Okay.
it'd be dope to have like a computer screen in your eye.
yeah. For me, it would have to be arms so I can store like weapons, swords, and
Whoa.
stuff.
Batman.
Yeah,
See? Again.
yeah, or like projectile like blades or something.
Iron Man's
yeah.
like missiles coming out of his
Yeah,
thing.
Yeah.
What if it
basically.
was like a grappling hook that you go?
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Oh.
Yeah, just put it in the palm of my hand. It just comes out.
Oh, I was thinking your whole hand detaches.
Oh,
and, like,
that'd be even cooler. Yeah.
Yeah.
Something like that.
What do you want? I'll be a mechanic. I'll splice together some stuff. Like
Yeah.
Rene, what do you want? You want missiles coming out of the bottom of your wrist or the top of your wrist? Do you want just the hook to come out of your hand here, or do you want the entire hand to grab over there? Do you want, what are they called? What are the mantis arms?
Oh yeah.
Mantis arms to come out that way? What do you
Yeah.
want? Tell me. Do you want a massive laser to come out of your arm behind you here? I
Little
got you.
knives of fingertips. You just pull it out.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I feel like you've been thinking about it a lot. That or you played a lot of video games.
Cyberpunk.
Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They do that in Cyberpunk.
Well, I'm a
too.
sci-fi person.
Yeah.
I already told. I've mentioned this to you before, but like I haven't seen any of the Lord of the Ring movies the whole way through
Oh.
because I can't do the whole medieval stuff.
I can't. My dad was really into it, and I wasn't.
Yeah.
I couldn't.
I just feel like I offended someone with, you haven't seen
Oh, you
Lord of
have.
the Rings?
Yes.
Oh my god. Well, I could watch them. It's just that wasn't my thing. I grew up on all sci-fi stuff. So yeah, I've put a lot of thought into this.
I mean, I definitely, if I had to choose between like the fandoms of like Star Wars and Lord of the Rings, I'd prefer Star Wars.
Star Wars.
I agree.
Yeah.
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 But it's
I
not
mean,
like
what's
I
gonna
don't
win?
love Lord of the Rings. I grew up watching the movies and
Yeah.
stuff. It's just, there are a lot of people that it hit differently with, people know certain things, all the lore in Lord of the Rings and how these characters were before the
And the
books
names
and
are
movies.
just
Yeah.
weird to keep up with.
Oh my god, yeah.
I mean, what do you want? Do you want a giant laser sword or a what is it called? The bow and arrow that goes. Yeah, exactly. What do you want?
Yeah.
It's an easy decision. I want a giant laser sword and blaster.
yeah.
All right, so that pretty much wraps up all the questions, huh?
I think
Yeah.
so. Yeah.
How do you guys feel?
You guys had fun?
Really good.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, you guys eased into this issue, which I really like because you guys are just kind of like,
Yeah, you guys were nervous in the
Well,
beginning.
because
yeah.
we were with the questions, it was last minute.
on the spot. Okay, we do this every
okay.
week.
Yeah.
There's no
But
excuses.
we're not used to it.
Yeah, we're
you
not.
know.
Well, you guys listen to it. You listen to it. You watch the videos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we think of this on the spot. So you guys were on the
Yeah,
spot.
but you guys are naturals.
Speaking about that, before we do our outro,
Oh, no.
yes,
Oh, yeah.
can we have you guys do the intro like before we do the outro? I want to hear you guys do it.
Let me see. I'll pull up.
You've listened to this enough.
I have, but you guys sound really
Look,
great. And I'm
what
like,
happens
how do you
is-
guys do that?
Should we
I
have
think
them do the outro or the intro?
The intro's shorter, from what I can tell. Forget about
Can we
it.
just edit it out?
No.
No.
I don't edit.
Oh.
He doesn't edit. He just literally puts the intro music and the outro music.
I already
at
do the
end.
edits on those videos.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to have a break because once WandaVision's gone,
Mhm.
then it's like a week break into Captain or
Falcon and Winter Soldier, and
Yeah.
we're going to be doing
Okay.
videos for those
Okay.
ones.
Okay.
So-
yeah. So we'll actually do the outro and then we'll do it. That way people aren't confused.
So have them do the outro.
Yeah. I want to see them do the outro.
Okay. Here. So-
All right. Who wants to go first?
What's the Is this the whole thing?
No, so the
Oh, it's
second.
just the bottom?
It's just the bottom. So
Yeah, it says outro.
Thank you, citizens. Yeah.
And I'll do the overlay on it too.
Yeah. So we'll do the music
With the
So
music too. And then we'll do it out and then I'll do it.
We'll do the official outro. Yeah.
yeah,
after that.
I'll do it. Yeah, you did the intro, I did the outro. Don't look at me like that. Because you're going to have the cool radio voice with the music in the background. All right. So who's going to go first? Mandy or Andy?
Mandy.
I can go first.
All right, here we go.
Okay.
So
when she says I'm your host, Andy, you have to respond back saying
Mandy.
and Mandy.
Okay.
Okay, cool. Okay, that was gonna be my question.
I was like, I'm going to do all of our names.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, here we go.
Here.
Hit us with the outro. Take one.
Thank you, citizens, for listening to this issue of Keeping Up with the Nerds Variety Hour. I'm your host, Andy,
And Mandy.
coming to you from 12920 Philadelphia Street, Whittier, California, recording at Undercity Comics. We thank you, citizens, once again, and hope to see you all next time.
That wasn't bad.
good.
That was good.
Yeah.
For not having to like look at the script or seeing the script the first time, that's pretty good.
Yeah, well,
Okay,
you
I'll
did
see you guys
mention.
later.
Well, I did it, so
You
that's
got
it.
this.
I
You
said
got
my
this.
name, so.
All right, Mandy,
Come
let's
on,
go.
babe, come on.
Let's
You
go.
got this.
Come
You're gonna get the
babe.
cool music
You
in
got
the background,
this.
too.
Yeah, come on.
My voice is weird.
It's okay.
fine.
Oh, gosh. Thank you, citizens, for listening to this issue of Keeping Up with the Nerds Variety Hour. I'm your host, Mandy,
Andy.
coming to you from 12920 Philadelphia Street, Whittier, California, recording at Undercity Comics. We thank you, citizens, once again, and hope to see you next time.
It wasn't bad.
Not bad.
You stumbled
Pretty
a
good.
bit, but still, you went through it. You got through it.
You
yes.
pushed through this.
Thank you.
I like how she said 1292
I know,
0.
yeah.
And I'm like, she was so close to doing it the way I do it.
Yeah.
I was like, that's how I almost do it.
Because we always talk about
I
how
wanted
like,
to read the numbers, one by
1, 2,
one, but
9,
my brain
1, 2,
went,
9,
no,
2,
you
0.
need to scrunch them together.
We
that's
talked
how,
about that.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
talked about how he says it differently. I say it different. I say 12920 Philadelphia Street, Whittier, California.
And I say 12920.
Oh, dyslexia kicked in. I wanted to say it opposite, so.
All right, so are we good to wrap this up?
Yes.
All right, so I will go ahead and do the official outro.
Okay.
You ladies did wonderfully,
Thank
Thank
you.
you so
Thank
but we
you.
got to wrap this up professionally.
So
Okay.
again, thank you, ladies, for coming on the show.
Thank you.
Thank
And
you
thank
for
you,
having
guys.
It was
us.
a pleasure.
Yes.
And thank you, the listeners. Guys, know that we post these episodes up every Wednesday on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube as well too. And Podbean. Yes, thank you, Bryan. Just again, you can just Google us on Keeping Up with the Nerds, and you'll find all of our platforms right there. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Keeping with Nerds.
Keeping with nerd, keeping.
With
There's
nerd.
another one, but just
Yeah.
search up Keeping Up with the Nerds
Yeah.
on Instagram and
Everything-
Twitter.
everything
Our
will
handles
pop
are
up.
weird, so
Yeah.
yes. And also, guys, we are releasing weekly videos on our YouTube channel for WandaVision. So every time a new episode comes up, we give you guys the weekend to just kind of take your time to watch it.
Yeah.
Monday comes up, then we have our discussion with predictions. So if you guys have not seen those episodes yet, don't watch our videos. But if you guys have, please go over, subscribe. We appreciate the 2 other subscribers that got there. We're at 38. Let's get to 50 by March.
Yes.
Woo!
50 by March. That's the goal.
I believe in this.
Yes. But we love you guys and thank you. Thank you guys. All right. So we ready to do the outro?
Go for it.
All right. Here we go. Watch me mess up now.
Right? They did a pretty good job.
Terrible looking.
This is the
we
time
won't
where
look
you
at
really
you.
mess it up.
All right. Here we go.
Thank you, citizens, for listening to this issue of Keeping Up with the Nerds Variety Hour. I'm your host, Bryan.
Rene.
Coming to you from 12920 Philadelphia Street, Whittier, California. Recording at Undercity Comics. We thank you, citizens, once again, and hope to see you all next time.